Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are back in Satisfactory today. We are going to be picking up where we left off last week, working on cooling systems and cleaning up the mess that I made in the main bus by putting more than one item on a single belt for the removal of items from the main bus to the factory. Mistakes were made, I have to undo them, I have to tidy them up. But the good news is that we have a few more bits of information from Coffee Stain that we can apply and work around. Like in the trailer for 1.1, there's a whole bunch of new buildables. There's a bunch of new things that are available or will be available to us when 1.1 comes out, including elevators, which means that we no longer have to plan massive spaces for stairwells. We can still have them, but the elevators seem to be a lot nicer and a lot easier to work with. So I can bank on those in the future. So we're probably going to do a little bit of cleanup today. We're probably going to do a little bit of design and kind of touching things up and tightening up a couple of the areas today. But it should be a pretty solid stream. There's also a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out. If you are a follower of that podcast, if you're playing Minecraft and want to keep up on the latest news, then that's, I think it's 341, and that's available on YouTube. It's available on your favorite podcasting app. And we're going to be back on Saturday. This Saturday on PixelRiff's channel, twitch.tv/PixelRiffs. We are covering Minecraft Live. That's at 1 o'clock Eastern time in the US. And you can just kind of, I guess, extrapolate your time zone from there. Grumpa, good to see you. Real YGen, hello, hello. Bally, yes, hello. Good to see you as well. We were chatting before the stream started. Yeah, I'm streaming later today. I didn't start the stream until 6. Normally I stream at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I had some things to move around today. I had to reschedule a few things. I recorded a podcast this morning, and so I had to bump a few things, and that included the stream. Yes, Real YGen, when we do the Spawn Chunks live stuff, we do it from PixelRiff's Twitch channel because PixelRiffs has a much larger following than either myself or the Spawn Chunks. And so it makes sense to have the live stuff happen on his channel. I could go live on mine at the same time, but it would just be dividing viewers. We could do a co-stream, but like it just means there's more than one chat room to worry about. So it's a lot easier just to kind of be in his channel. And then that VOD will go up on YouTube on the Spawn Chunks YouTube channel later. And Grumpa is continuing a gift sub from SweetSandi. Shout out to SweetSandi, who, as I'm sure, is in bed by now. But Grumpa, thanks for the shout out for SweetSandi and for continuing that gift sub. Let's just drive in here. Also, I realized I've got the wrong colors on behind me. I could probably fix that. Normally I try to do this before the stream, but I must have forgot. Let's see. Let's go with that one. That changed? That didn't change anything. There we go. Pink. And the other one is orange, I guess. There we go. Matchy matchy. I really like the Govee light system. It's really fun to play with. It's all connected to my phone. Dive in and see where we are. There was so much I missed in the Coffee Stain video. Luckily, Total made a video pointing them all out. Yeah, I watched 3. I watched Bits, I watched Total, and I watched one other person I can't remember. And each of them had different things they pointed out. I think overall, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. Hypertube connectors are cool. Hypertube boosters, we think. Some of the beams and the cables are neat looking. I'm trying to think about what else there is. All right. So in all of this mess, we have motors coming in over here somewhere, where they will be. There they are there. However, I've put them on a line with something else. And that's okay for this line, but it's not okay for when I take them off. So what I decided to do here was switch this out. So now we need to grab the motors and bring them out. And I really feel like what I should do is maybe give myself a bit more room here. And I'm going to run into that problem a lot. It's a very tight space. So I've got 2 there and 1 over here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring 1 out over here and then the other 2 in there. I may even just resort to using 2. Put these in temporarily so we can fly through easier. So what I want to have happen is, I think we're going to bring the motors in over here. And they're going to go up the middle. Now, I think we can also change that around. These are both going to the right. Yes. So the casings should be moved all the way to the right over here. And they are currently coming in there. So we're going to move them all the way over to here. They're coming off of this line. So we'll grab that. Invalid placement. What is going on? Why is that invalid? That is so bizarre. Do we not have the things? We got lots of stuff. I don't know why that made 2. Anyway. This is going to be aluminum casing. Overflow. Embrace the sushi. No. Sushi causes me problems. Sushi causes me problems. So we just need to hook that up to there. So that should be pretty straightforward. Make sure it's a Mark III. Is that straight? I guess that's straight. Yep. And then next is motors. And they're on this line? No, they're on the line up above. The motors are up here. Very flashy, I apologize. Yeah, the motors. Motors. Overflow. So this only has to be a Mark 1. And we can put that into this space right here. So that should continue the motors. And the motors are going to go up. I'm going to have to rework all of this anyway. They go up into here. And they go down this way. And are currently put into the wrong thing, I guess. Hold on. Motors and heat sinks. Heat sinks we're not yet making, and the heat sinks are probably going to be coming down that way, I guess. So the motors we should probably be putting here. And yes, I don't have the right thing here. So from there, okay, that's the motors hooked up. I don't think these have power, or do they? Good. Yep, they're all going up. Motors are loading in. Cool. Okay, so that's better organized. It means I can remove the other motor line that was over here. That, and I also get rid of this. Now that's going to go over to third section, but I've got a fourth one that has to come up here too. So that's plating. What was this supposed to be? This is going to be the other thing going down this way. Sheets and copper. Yeah, copper sheets. Low 88, another Prime month. Subscribing with Prime for 20 months in total. Renewing this month. Thank you ever so much. Cheers. Really appreciate the support. How are you? Hope things are well. So we've got, this is not part of blenders. This is part of the heat sinks, which we're bringing in from the other direction. Right. And yeah, okay, so I put the motors there. Heat sinks are coming in from this way, and they're all hooked up. It's just a matter of getting the right materials in. So the copper sheets, I think, are on the belt somewhere. So that's this one. That's that. So I'm going to bring these up probably in a different side. I'll bring those up over there. The copper sheets are going to come up in that space. And I'll probably bring the all-clad sheets up in the next space. Now, what did I put the copper sheets on? I would say that's them there. Of course, it's not going to snap for me. That would be too easy. So we could probably line this up again. And I don't remember the total. Feel like it was in the 60s. Mixed bag, says Low. One hand will be promoted to lead a developer at work in October. That's awesome. And then on the flip side, you're balancing a freelance project that has to get finished up soon. And it's a lot right now. Yeah. Life is generally less stressful for me, I think. Personal life is great. We're trying to expand the stream and work on things, so I've been learning a lot of streamer bot stuff behind the scenes as best I can. And yes, congratulations on the promotion. That's awesome. Without getting into the weeds, it's a little stressful to be a Canadian right now. For anybody following the news. What else? $22. Am I doing all of these heat sinks? How many heat sinks do we need? I think we need 28. I think I'm making 30. Yeah, that's fine. So it's going to be 22, 50, 100. So it's all Mark II. I've also been trying to learn more and try to really work on learning more about AI and how I might be able to use it in content creation and podcasting. My goodness, there's a lot of stuff out there. It is a lot to take in. It's hard to even know what questions to ask, you know? And we're going to send that over here, I think. I guess I'm going to have to move this one eventually. Don't know if that's going to work. No, it will not. I feel like we're going to have to make this look pretty at a different time. That should be some sheets coming along. Mark II, Mark II. Right. And that is going to go into this side here. And I guess the plan here is just to split them vertically. Oh, will that actually connect? It probably won't. That's annoying. Probably not going to work. Curious though. Oh, it does. Sweet. Now we have other intakes on the other side. And I guess we're just going to loop them around. Oh, close. We'll just split the difference. same for us in Europe, says Low, with the added problem. Yeah. In the end, it will bring Canada and Europe closer together. I agree. I know I brought it up. I want to make sure we don't get too into the weeds, but yes, I agree. Grumpa says, I cannot speak to AI, but I can say the big drive in the data center world right now is, in fact, machine learning. Yeah, did anybody see the highlights from the NVIDIA keynote at, oh God, what was I can't remember what the conference is, but Huang, I think his name is, gave a really good keynote. I didn't watch the whole 2 hours. I watched the highlights. Bally says machine learning and AI is what I see a lot of too. Work as a cloud engineer. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm struggling to figure out how to use AI in my day-to-day. I think that's the thing that I'm struggling with right now. All right, so that's going to go there. We are going to just bring this guy along. $37, so they're both Mark 1s, that's fine. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Will you reach? You will reach. Amazing. So one thing we don't need overflow for is these ones, because the overflow is way over at the main bus. All right, so that is our heat sinks ready. Now we need to export the heat sinks, which looks like we're already doing. So we've got heat sinks coming out. They're getting combined. That's a merger. Heat sinks coming out. And they are going down into here. And they are indeed being picked up. And then this looks like it's probably going to be heat sink. And then overflow. And the overflow is going directly into conveyor merger. This is a smart splitter. I feel like I'm going to want a merger over here to grab a couple of heat sinks for storage. I could also just put a smart splitter in a bank right here. Just temporarily. Heat sinks and then overflow. I don't think we're going to get that many. That's fine. All right. So really now, are these powered? These are not powered. So now power is the thing we need to handle. In content creation, AI is a real game changer when we can automate or streamline repetitive processes. I use AI via a specialized web service for automatic cutting of M's and O's in my audio podcast that cut my post-production time in half. How does that go for you, Lo? Do you find that there's any, what's the margin of error like there? Like, do you find Because I haven't been able to do that yet. I haven't taken the plunge. I probably should. But I just haven't gone that road. And I'm wondering, like what... I'm just wondering what I can possibly do. I know there's some like auto cuts for like audio podcasting, but I thought, you know, I feel like Johnny for the spawn chunks, he'd want to do that himself, you know? So that's where it's going to be, that direction, and then this direction. Probably there. That's probably about as straight as it's going to get. I'll double check that later, but pretty good. Well, that's even straighter. For me, 90% correct. The odd hard cut into words, but acceptable in an audio-only world. Yeah. So I do audio only for the Citadel Cafe. And I do edit out some ums and ahs, but only the ones that I catch. Jen, thanks very much for the lurk. Appreciate it. See, there's just one right there. I do it all the time, and I've been podcasting for years, and I've not been able to train myself out of it. I need to get better at just pausing, or going with a word instead of saying or I could say and, like drag out the last word a little bit. Maybe that could be helpful. These are all powered. We're gonna go down this line, I think, too. That's hard to see. Let's go over here. Now where is... I guess we could bring it down this way. These are all on. Heatsink. Heatsink. I don't know that we've made heatsinks before. I feel like any heatsinks that I've had, oh, we're out of plates. That's odd. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't program the splitter. Lo, I would love a message on Discord about that. Yeah. So far, the AI stuff that I've been using ChatGPT to help me rename and title my YouTube videos. If you go back to my YouTube VODs, and there's a changing in the convention and how I name them. I'm trying to name them so they get a little bit more clicks. Not that I'm trying to get people to watch 3-hour VODs, because I know that's an uphill battle on YouTube. I would love to get a tool for DaVinci Resolve where I could put in a like a 3-hour VOD and have it trim it to like 6 half-an-hour episodes. I think that would be great. Yeah, I didn't even hook up the other stuff. So we need sheets, and they are coming in on, I think, the same thing as the motors. Yeah. So we need this over here. And see, it's not snapping, which is so... Oh, there we go. And I'm pretty sure this was a Mark III. Oh, I'm off. That's annoying. And it's not snapping anymore. As long as the lift snaps, I'll be happy. Nope. I really dislike that. It's so annoying. That should work. Salty Sandworm, we are bringing over the last of the ingredients for the heat sinks and the cooling device, which is an alternate recipe for the cooling system. And I'm going to bring this in over here. We're going to go around the rock, I think. At least for now, this is what we're going to do. I was trying to make this pretty, but ultimately I think we're just going to make it organized. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. do the math on that. Not math, the settings on this. We'll do all clad sheets, overflow. You can see the usefulness of these holes in the wall now too, right? Here's the sheets. Good, good, good. Chasing that recipe right now, yeah, I really like it. I don't remember what the alternative was. It's heat sinks, motors, and nitrogen gas, and I feel like the other one, yeah, it involved rubber and water, and I was like, it's cheaper, but it's way more complicated. All right, so that should be the these guys all hooked up. That should be good to go. And so now what's left is that we need input of nitrogen gas, which we do have. This is going to be 60, 120, and so 168. So just a simple single pipe should do it. We already have the hookup over here. This pipe is doing 450. What's coming off of this? Out of the 450, how much do we have left? Lots. So we've got 25, 25, 75. So we can just use the same pipe. We can just use the same pipe. It's not going to let me snap. That's annoying. I guess I'll just eyeball it. Find sometimes if you put one out in the world somewhere, it'll snap. Sometimes it won't. Is everybody excited for straight mode pipes? For update 1.1? So that's the gas filling up, and I'm not getting any heat sinks. Oh, we're not all the way hooked up here. What's our total heat sink production? 30? So this is going to be producing... There's our first cooling system. Nice. And then they are going to get hooked up to something else. But right now they need to go down here, I think. That's a merger. I think we will hook them up to that for now. Let's do smart splitter. And then I'll go up. Good. And then we'll put in another little bin here. And we'll do cooling system overflow. There we go. That should keep those things clocking along. We'll get some built up for storage, and then the overflow will connect into here and get sent out to eventually this awesome sink, which is not too busy, so that's good. So if we look at my spreadsheet stuff, not my spreadsheet, sorry, my plan. Straight pipes for the win, yeah, they look really cool. I thought it was really neat to have the other, whatchamacallit, the curves on the belts, like the big sweeping curves on the belts was really cool. Satisfactory is on sale on Steam right now, by the way, for anybody that's looking for it. So in the modeler, that means we are now making our heat sinks. So we've got the gas coming in, got the motors coming in. We've created all of this is now happening. That's happening. This is going into here. Now this is currently just going into an awesome sink in storage. But it will eventually go to turbo motors. So what are we not doing? We have not yet. We have not done modular engines. We've done all this. So modular engines and turbo motors. And what we have left for turbo motors, we can take these motors and split them. Turbo motors is going to be made really close by. So it's the... Yeah, what are these? Radio control units. That's the next big pain in the butt. I don't know where to make those. Because I've got stuff happening everywhere. It's really tricky. And we're not making computers here at all. So when we start with the radio control units, we go all the way back to where's the plastic coming from. We should probably do all of this on the other side. So I've got quartz crystals being made over there, down in there. So I feel like this is going to be the area where we make the radio control units. We'll bring them down here and then move them along. And I'm trying to remember what radio control units do beyond just this project. Right, so they're in pressure conversion cube, they're in supercomputers as an alternate. Yeah. We're going to make more than we need for these. I just realized the time. I should probably take a break. What's the hotkey for showing the map of your builds? It's not a hotkey. It's a separate app. This is Satisfactory Modeler. Yeah, and it is a free app on Steam. And then I've got it open, and I'm using a button on my Stream Deck to turn it on and off. Same way I show off like Devastator images or the inspiration board for the factory or the Chrome window where I've got my spreadsheet and the wiki open. Same idea. No problem. No problem, CK Loon. Satisfactory Modeler. Totally free. And it's a little tricky to use, but it's worth it for bigger projects like this. For sure. Well, I know the sun is not yet down, but I feel like I should probably stick to my hour-long streams here. So let's... oh, speak of the devil. We just crashed. So... really good time to take a break. CK Loon, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I'll just get this up and running and then we'll jump on a train. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go to a still screen for the break because that way we won't lose the daylight while I'm on break. And I can just pick up where I left off. So anybody that's new to the stream, like potentially CK Loon, I take a break once an hour. I've been streaming for about an hour now. So I'm going to take a short break, probably about 6 or 7 minutes. Going to grab another glass of water. And I will be back with more Satisfactory in just a little bit. So hold on to your nuggets. We'll be right back. All right, we're just about loaded back in. And because I was talking so much at the end with some stuff up on screen, it probably didn't mean a whole lot. We probably didn't lose very much. Looks like maybe... Oh, the pipes are hooked up. I think it was mostly me just putting stuff up on screen and talking. I don't think we've lost anything. Oh, you know what it is? I didn't... I guess I did that, but then we're waiting for that to build up. Everything's going at 100%. Why is this only 52%? I guess it's just building up. Yeah, I guess it's just taking a while. All right, cool. Something else that I'm looking forward to in 1.1 is the belt counters, the belt tracker laser things that they showed off. That's going to be really handy to like checking your work, you know? So I thought I was going to like the look of all these little things like pulling things off the belt, but I don't know that I do. And I can't think of anything else, you know, to handle it, so we're kind of stuck with it. So now we are doing, I think, all of the heat sinks, all of the, well, not all of the gas. This is all of our gas coming into the system, but there's a lot more being produced than is needed. I'm not seeing any yellow lights. That's good. Just on these guys when they idle, because like I said, they're not consuming as much as coming in. Now this space was meant to be a large kind of atrium with a bunch of things flying around in it. I don't know if I like this look. You can see where I was trying to figure out how the roof might look along here. But I'm not sure about that. Because we haven't even thought about what the tops of these buildings are going to look like. I don't think it's going to be that color. I think we're going to have to go with like a concrete or something. We've got lots of space back here for that. And I think this is going to be the next floor. And I think that gives us room to have some sort of window in this space, I would say. Yeah, that's pretty good. Something like that. I think that'll look good like a lot of the other stuff we've got going on. That kind of a thing. Could even make those a little bit steeper, really. Now the idea, I was going to use this space here to bring some stuff up as well. So that's going to be solid. So we could have some changing design work here. Really, a lot of this needs some treatment, obviously, to be more like this, I think. Miss Turk7, hello. How's it going? Were your ears burning? We were just talking about you the other day. Of all the streams lately for you to pop into, I was streaming Minecraft and working with Tables and Chairs 2 last night. Well, not last night. Would have been yesterday. Last night for you, I guess, but yesterday afternoon for me. Yeah, I think I need to work out what we're doing for space here. This has got more space. I feel like we could probably put a door over here. I'll keep it in line with this one. I like this look. I do like the idea of the double door here. And then we'll keep this open. So what is this? 2 foundations up from the base. One, two, three. Okay. And it's here, I guess. So those are going to move probably. Now here, I guess we can go straight across. I don't mind keeping it looking the same. Fine by me. On one hand, like, I'm torn between doing too much decorating, because now that I know that there's a 1.1 coming out, I might want to slow my roll on how much I'm designing stuff here. And I think we'll probably do 2 lanes of lights. I feel like that would make sense. One thing I've not done very much of is actually put signs here for like any kind of factory worker. I've been thinking more about it being a transformer as opposed to being inspired by a transformer. So even though we've got stuff like this around, I feel like we might want to have like Some signage in here could be kind of cool. I've seen some people do really cool looking stuff with signage, right? Like we could try to find something in here. Even if it was like background, like animated or something. I don't know, we could probably play with it and layer in some signs or something. I wonder if we put like square signs, if they would show up. Okay, so it shows up behind it. So we do something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a little redundant, but I don't know. Not worried about it right now. Miss Dirk, thanks very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Prime sub. Thank you very much. You've actually been catching up with the VODs. Oh, very cool. Did you see the part of the VOD where there was some Z fighting in a shader? At first I thought it was a problem with the data pack, but it turns out it was a problem with the shader. Lo, thanks very much for being here. And thank you for the offer to send those details about the AI editing stuff in Discord. I really appreciate it. Sinning Stand, hello. Good to see you. Things are well today. Thanks very much. Yeah. We're just adding a little decor in here to an old entrance that needs a lot of work. So old that I was using the old catwalks. Don't think we need that. Cool though it may look. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like we need to get some railings in here too. It's subtle, but I find it looks nice. Oh, I guess those are supposed to be gray. Only the ones that go into the buildings that are green. I wish there was a better way to hide that. How did I do it over here? I guess I just didn't bother. Yeah. Just finished listening to me and picks on the spawn chunks. Nice. We appreciate you listening. Glad that folks are still really enjoying that show. I feel like I could probably extend this out a little bit. I don't know whether I want to see the inside or not. I definitely want to see this. And there's an opportunity here to probably light this up a little bit. Signs. I think about what I might have done over here. Little purple highlights there. Things like that. Pretty simple. I like the purple. I saw the shader Z fighting. The model masks the trapdoor by about 0.01 blocks, so I get why the shader may have rounded the vertex positions for performance. Ah, could be an option in the shader to disable that, so you might have to look. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did think about that after. I just didn't want to go drilling through shader settings live on stream. Been listening to a lot of podcasts lately due to cataracts. Oh no. Glad you got them scheduled to be fixed, though. That's good. But yeah, podcasts are good for that, I guess. Not that you want to be in that situation, but if you happen to be, at least you have a nice solution. Thought I was going to crash again for a second. Now, do we want to go in a little bit with this? I feel like I want to carry this all the way through. Some of these doors are bigger than others. I really like this one. Got some accents, but it still has like that nice big sturdy feel to it. And then this one just kind of goes down to a smaller door, I think just out of necessity. Also, I didn't do any design changes in here. All the design changes on this particular build are up on the second level. So this looks all nice and pretty. These windows need to be redone though. Haven't listened to so many podcasts since I had a commute back before 2020. The Spawn Chunks, though, is a good one to listen to while playing Minecraft. Thanks very much. Yeah, we like that people can tune in and listen, and we like to think it's pretty casual. Casual but informative is the goal with that show. I think I'm going to bring this wall out to here so we can have a window in that space. I like that idea. That means that this would actually look a little thicker. And where is all this going? This is rods going into there. What I should probably do, if I've got the room, that goes into there. Oh wow. Yeah, not a fan of that. We do have the room to move that around. What I would like to do is bring that in here. In this space. So we'd come in there and we'd have to go up, I guess, to there. I might have to rethink this whole slope. I may want that to be a little bit higher. Bali, thanks very much for being here. I know it's late for you. Very kind of you. We'll see you soon. Right, so I think what we're going to do there... let's just move this. And this should only be a Mark III. So that still works, and we'll figure out the rest of the design stuff later. That gives me a more consistent look to stuff like this. We could even split it earlier. We wanted to have two there, and then we wouldn't have to split it here. We could just have these connect to what they're supposed to. Maybe I'll leave myself a note. So that could be fun to kind of mess around with. I think the lower railings are better. These are probably going to go. Interesting. Could take those higher. So much stuff is problematic the way that I set this up. I guess we could just come down to a lower door. I don't think I want to put the door out here. No. Maybe we have to come back out to here again. Like maybe purple is the way to go. Yeah, that could work. We get it set up right. I think at this point we'd have to have double here. At the very least, that's what we'll end up with. I was hoping to emphasize this a little bit more. Maybe coated be better. A little bit more reflective. Oh, Grump, it's all good. I speak Twitch. With the lights off. That's okay. I've seen better. I wonder if we could maybe even do a 2 meter, or maybe even just like a little 1 meter. Just to make it feel different than the top there. Unfortunately, with my settings, there's no real light being cast from those. Your wife is picking up Core Keeper, so you can co-op together. That's awesome. I think I would probably have a little bit more fun in Core Keeper if I played with somebody. Oh, that could actually go lower, couldn't it? Not that low. I'm gonna have to double check the speeds of everything here too. I imagine this is the same sort of situation. Yeah. I should have a bunch of those automatic doors in the walls here. That would make going in and out myself really easy. Oh, we'll let you know, yeah. I don't know when I'm going to be playing Core Keeper next. I was going to check out the patch notes, but then I thought, well, I don't want to spoil myself either, right? And then this is the export. Is this like an overflow line? It is. Okay. Well, you don't have to go all the way out there. I feel like we can bring you inside. Oh wow, really screwing around here. And that should be connected. We'll find out in a second. Yep. It's full though, so I may have to increase the speed. I think that starts to feel more like a consistent factory. They're different, but they sort of line up. I guess I should put the lights on these too. That's just a little architecture thing at the bottom. And did I do anything on the sides? I did. We'll do at least one. I don't know if we'll do two. Or if we need to have something else there. I think it would be cool to have something like that along the sides. So maybe along here, we'll break up the space a bit. Do we know, can those auto doors be triggered by mobs? I don't know. I don't know. think they're gray. Yeah. So for now, I think what I'll do is just some walls. Yeah. I think that works. Keeps everything there purple. Yeah, keeps it looking sharp. Keep on changing my mind about what I want to do for this area in terms of the colors and stuff. I liked seeing the details. And I was messing around over here by adding in some of my own, but I'm not sure I like it. That's probably all going to change anyway. I don't think we go with the second one. Oh, maybe we do. Did you use the singular stand table often in the tables and chairs? I did not use it at all because I did not know how to do it. Also, I don't think it was high on my list of something I wanted to do anyway, but no, I did not use that one. I think that my main problem with the pack was getting the putting like stuff on top of it, on top of a table. I guess someone's vacuuming in my hallway? In my apartment building? It's odd. I don't know if I'm going to cover this up. I feel like I might want to do a window in through here. I guess it would be connected to this, though. Just go straight across, maybe? This almost wants like a... I wish we had half ramps. That's something I didn't see in the 1.1 trailer. We didn't see any like half walls or half ramps or anything like that. Maybe they just didn't show us, but... Was there anything else revealed today? Normally on... No, yesterday. Normally Tuesdays they do like a developer stream for Satisfactory. I guess that looks okay. I kind of want to... I think it looks better smaller. I prefer the dark gray type stuff. Maybe we could have like gray with purple accents. It's like if I wanted to come in here and do like this. And it doesn't show up outside. I mean, that looks cool. You're not going to be able to see very much of it. But I do like that better. Not entirely sure. Might want to go lower with that, maybe. Yeah. I think that looks okay. It looks a little bit funny with the other stuff inside. Oh, is that going to come out to there? This might actually come up to there. I don't know. I think this is going to end up being more maybe glass. Oh yeah, I don't want that. Maybe this gets lower. And we'll go with one of the ramps. And then the window would be in this space. Or I guess we could put the window here. Then the question is, like, where does the top of the window go? That's probably okay. Ro-Poo, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope I'm saying your name right. So I may not have to worry about that inside. It's cool, it's just a little boring maybe on the outside. Thought it looked a little dark, or a little light rather. I could move the window out into the foundations too. I'm not sure if that feels too close to the front or not. I like the depth, so maybe we'll just leave it like that for now. Oh, I forgot I had the glass there. Starts to tidy that up a bit. The real question is going to be what we do with this space, and I can't sacrifice that unless I move all that over. So I'm pretty sure this has to come out at least that far. I would prefer if it mimicked the other side, but we'd have to figure out where all of these belts are going. Originally I wanted to have this whole area be open, but I think we're going to have to do smaller windows. It would be nice if I could have this be central. One, two, three. 2, 3. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, it would be cool if I could have a window in this space. So I may want to move this stuff over there. We have room. We sort of have room to have a cascade. I like the idea of having all this stuff outside, but I don't know how to really handle the decoration here. We could also move it into this space. Oh no, that's a door. Never mind. We have a couple spots. Oz the Crafty, thanks very much for the Prime sub. That's very kind of you. Appreciate the support. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it looks okay. I might want to come up with another like layer here. Just some sort of additional bells and whistles and stuff. Or something like that would also work. I gotta do more stuff like this. I really like using beams and then triangles and stuff like that. I feel like I need to do more of that. Yeah. It'll be easier to place stuff on top of tables in the next version. We're working on that right now. Oh, very cool. Awesome. It wasn't impossible. It was just a little bit strange. It took me a minute to work it out. That was it. For folks that just came in, we're talking about a data pack that Strix7 developed for Minecraft called Tables and Chairs 2. I don't think I have enough crystals to do the signs. I feel like there's certain times of day where my frame rate is a lot easier on the system. I'm wondering if it's like the sunset and sunrise that are really hard. I've thought about grabbing a mod and just making it daytime all the time. I'd have to be really careful with my breaks because when the sun goes down, it's very easy to remember to go take your break because you can't see anything. Did I put those far enough in? Yes, I did. Yeah. Just the stuff that you forget to do sometimes. It's the only trick is that when you're doing stuff like this and it's such a big build, and you come out with like a breakthrough in the design, it's like, I have to remember, I have to repeat this everywhere. Especially if I really like it. And yes, I have to delete the beam tips in order to place the sign. At first I really didn't like these connectors, and I've sort of warmed up to them, I guess. I think my biggest complaint about decoration in Satisfactory is that so much of it looks really terrestrial for an alien type game. I wish more of it looked more sci-fi. Good, good. I don't think I want to continue these out here. Nope. What's cool now is that even though it's a bit of an illusion, it looks like this purple in here, it looks like it's connected to that purple there. So we may even make this a little bit beefier. don't know. No, I think I prefer the other one. I think I prefer the more subtle angle. Nice. Don't think I want to continue that. We'll have to see what's happening here first. I do like that. 2 of those. Maybe we'll go with a smaller angle. Yeah. It's all about layers, I find. And this will look good when we actually split this up. I think it'll end up looking more like this, like in how busy this is when quartz is coming in. Our train must be delayed to rebalance that train if it's being consumed that quickly. Sooner or later, where does it come from? These ones there. Oh, here it comes now. Like when the quartz is flowing, the input for the quartz and the output for the aluminum. Really good. I might want to slow this belt down so it's fuller, you know? It's a cool look when you're walking up to this building. So over here, we'll have these ones in the middle. Then we'll also have, like, I think 2 going in. And we'll just split this underneath and do it that way. Why are you stopped? That's not good. I wonder if I've backed something up unintentionally. Oh no, that's all flowing. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm keeping the glass. Sort of like it, but I'm not sure. The other thing we can do is this sign trick, which I think is just beams. Now, do I want to keep the beam there? That might be too much. I might want to go with the more subtle light. Maybe we want to change these to a different kind of intake. Different color. Red maybe. That looks good. I like that the beam kind of covers up the little caution part of the intake. The other issue, of course, is that all this is visible in here, so we'll have to fix that. Yeah. Pretty good. Well, I'd say that's a pretty good spot to wrap it up. We've got everything hooked up as far as the heat sinks and the cooling systems. We fixed the errors that I made last time here on the main bus. Got those all sorted out. And the giant mystery now is like how we're going to decorate this stuff out here and where that's going to leave us room to take things up. I think what the best approach is probably going to be coming all the way back here, because this has got absolutely no interior design. Lots of room for it. And I'm looking forward to changing that to look like the way that we've done the copper inside. How it's all designed with the little accents and colors and stuff. And then we'll do the same thing that we did over here with all the accents. And we'll do that in here, probably with like a maroon, some color, like some colors that represent the items being made. They've got that maroon top to them, sort of rusty color. And then we'll redesign these to look cooler. Probably look more like that, or those ones are kind of plain. I'd have to come up, I want to come up with a good design for this. And then we'll probably add another entrance very similar to this. Stick it there. That means this is probably gonna have to move. So we'll sort that out. And then once the front of this is designed, it'll be a lot easier to fill this in. I feel like a lot of times, I do this in Minecraft too. You've got a design here, and rather than just kind of going with what's next to it, I tend to like move things together and sandwich them. So this was a thing on its own with the end, but now that we've got this done, we should be able to work on this area, and then this will come together when we've got this done and this done. It kind of informs what's happening there. And we have some patterns to go by with the windows and different things. And we've also got, like, this whole building is centered over this one section. So we can put a window in here as well. And I think that'll work. And we should put that in before we start running things up and down. Right? I think it'll make sense to have a nice big window there, maybe with like a ramp or something. So you can see up into it from down here. Not that you can see much. Maybe from the train. From the train you can see. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to pass you along to somebody else playing Satisfactory or Minecraft, depending on who is live. Let me just bring up my other window. We've got lots of Minecraft, but no Satisfactory. Hey, you know what? Tadpole Milk is live, and I have not rated Tadpole in a while. I think you'll all have a good time. Tadpole's a fantastic chap, and probably playing some Minecraft, it looks like, on a solo survival forever world. 9,000 plus days. Sounds like a good plan. Thanks ever so much for hanging out with me tonight, folks. I know this was a later stream than normal. Had to move some things around today with some scheduling. But I appreciate all of the new follows. I appreciate all of the new viewers. We had lots of people saying hi today for the first time. Always great to see you. If you want to join the Discord, check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It's only $2 a month. It helps me stream, and it gets you access to the community. That includes live recordings of the Citadel Cafe, lots of chat rooms, lots of people to play video games with, and hopefully you'll have a good time in there. Again, thanks so much for the Prime subs and the bits and the subscriptions. Really appreciate it. And enjoy your time with Tadpole Milk. Bye for now.